How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Carlson here with another episode of Charmed. It's episode number 10 of season 4, with creativity running quite a bit high with the last episode, as we had the muses, and we had, of course, with the situation of the source, we had warlocks and of course their factions trying to well, not just be able to try and stand out on top, but also be able to try and get the Ring of Inspiration in order to kind of expand the work process of evil. So yeah, but we did have that bit of exploration in terms of, I guess, Cole's first steps really into an ordinary human, really, and how a bit overprotective he was being at times. So yeah, but it was really great stuff, and I'm excited to get into this episode. So with that said, episode 10 of season 4 for Charmed, let's go.
Cases, open cases that I should be working on. Instead, I'm cleaning up after your mess.
Hey, I don't like it either.
It's bad enough I have to
Oh
clean up
no,
after
they're
the
clashing. They're clashing.
But I got no ID, no job.
Does anybody ever say
I
thank
can't
you,
even go to
Daryl?
the grocery store without getting
just
arrested. It just
Poor Dal doesn't get the appreciation he deserves.
Way to win her over. Oh, Piper, gosh, I'm sure Cole already feels like a big enough loser. I know I would.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, God.
Whoa! Holy shit! This Paige just... Is there something... Oh, close.
What happened to you?
She just froze.
Paige!
If you put your nose any deeper into that coffee cup, you're gonna need a snorkel.
Paige told me something about 8 years ago when she was in high school. She never really dealt with it.
Sheesh. And you can understand
How
why.
do you deal with something like that? Plus, she was a teenager and all alone.
Which adds up more problems.
So, maybe we could help her deal with it.
That little exit sign.
Oh boy, you okay, Cole? This...
You want to fight? Because without the ability to throw energy balls, I think I could take you.
Just relax, all right? I need to get back in the game.
What game?
The good versus evil.
Especially to my mom and my dad.
Oh,
The day
no.
they died, I told them they weren't my real parents.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to go on
Because it
to
wasn't even
a
how I
subject
felt.
of
I'm just
saying
been
something you
adopted.
don't
Didn't mean
mean.
they weren't my real parents, because they were. Well, you were
And then
just
you've got to live
feeling
with that
lost.
regret.
Next thing I know, I'm on the pavement. The car's on fire.
And she feels like it was her fault. Oh my god.
Still don't know what.
From where? The fiction shelf?
Dickens didn't make that stuff up. He was visited by a malevolent spirit.
Doesn't malevolent mean bad?
Clyde's not
So,
the friendliest ghost.
with A
that I know,
Christmas
but he's
Carol.
the only one who helps the living visit their past.
okay.
Clyde. The malevolent spirit's name is Clyde.
Yeah, he does.
He's substance from a gin cesspool.
Oh,
Smelled bad, too.
Clyde, you're a nobody. Fuck you, Clyde. Hey, there he is. Poor Clyde.
Leo! I only open the door to the past. I don't guarantee no safe trip.
Obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, wow.
I need to do this.
If I were all regular Clyde.
You guys.
Damn,
I
a literal
won't be able to hear
door.
your call. You guys will be on your own.
We'll be okay. Just works.
What? I did notice those things before, but I thought it...
Don't worry, Frankie.
Frankie?
I'll find you a body too.
Oh no, is this gonna be Cole?
Relive the experience, not observe it, Paige.
Oh my god!
I just wanted to come back and sit on the sidelines and make sarcastic comments about my lack of style.
I mean, this is
Just
completely
take a look
different to, like, the 70s episode, isn't it? She had her, you know, one of those rebellious youth stages, of course.
Where are you going?
To talk to my dad. Did you see that look in his eyes? I can't believe I heard him like that.
Rules first. To
Can't.
find what you came here for, you need to follow the same path you took 8 years ago.
Yeah, there's no
What if I don't
deviation.
I'll guide you.
Well, you are right about that, and we are going to talk about everything tonight at dinner.
Yeah.
Dinner. The family dinner.
Paige, be careful.
Yeah, it's a sensitive subject.
Please.
But...
Dear, I mean, there's still so much we don't know about Paige.
What?
Yet.
Oh no. No! No!
Hey! What is the matter? Wait for me.
I don't know why that shot of just Leo just standing in the middle of a school hallway is weird for me. I don't know. It's funny.
Families. The vast majority of
What am I
England would
doing
remain
here?
without an active voice and
Going somewhere?
Ah! They had security. Oh boy, they had security.
Find anything?
Yeah. there was,
Okay,
Lou
okay.
and Frankie in the database. Some crazy young couple. They robbed a series of jewelry stores in the 50s.
Look, oh
Killed 3
lovely.
people.
Time traveled back with my other sister, so the only one left to help me is you.
Oh, see, Piper's.
Thanks.
Daryl, you know what I mean. What if
Piper's
they
just
hurt
having
somebody?
a
What if they
day.
kill somebody?
Oh.
Then Phoebe and
No. Can I borrow your gun?
If Cole wanted an ordinary life before, he's not getting it now. I mean,
Explain it, baby.
yeah, Cole, like, I feel so bad for Cole because his life. Frenchie's just fucked his life up. Oh, Frankie, should I say, not Frenchie. Don't know why. Oh, no.
up. Do I need to remind you that you bailed Cole out of jail last night?
So?
So I was wondering what you were going to tell your captain when he sees Cole on the surveillance tape.
What are you waiting for? Go get the gun.
You love her so much.
Not ready for doing this.
Get married.
Do you people have any normal weddings in your family?
This would mean Cole and Phoebe would technically be married, right?
Leo.
Yes, you will. And if you break any more rules.
Screw the rules, Leo.
Oh, is that the teenager talking or the adult? The reason we journeyed to the past was so you can learn from it.
Look,
You see where breaking the rules has gotten you so far?
Paige, I'm just gonna say this. The Flashpoint Paradox was not good for Barry Allen.
But we also know that you're lost, and that scares us. And there's nothing in the world that we want more than to help you find your way home. We just don't know how.
I think you just did.
I think there's that catharsis that she's... But they're still gonna die,
I
of
will
course.
stand by my word.
What?
You can't break a canon event!
Watch out!
Oh my god. Wait, did the wig fall off or something? Oh.
I thought I could stop the accident.
You couldn't stop the accident because it was never your fault.
It wasn't.
They would have died anyway.
Yeah,
It's your destiny.
you tried to
Just
mitigate
like it was your
things,
destiny to
but-
be saved by magic.
I got out of the car. It doesn't matter. They'll never know how much I love them.
I do know. Oh.
They'll never know what good parents they were.
Can we not summon their ghosts or... Daryl? What about Daryl though? But that... Oh my god. Okay, okay. Oh, okay.
Don't worry, baby. We'll try again.
Frankie! Lulu! Where do you think you're going?
I did have a feeling. The emergence of the door had something to do with Frankie and Lulu. gonna say yes, aren't we?
I will.
Well, we can get married right now, I'm just saying.
Makes me sad that my parents won't see us or what I've become.
Actually, that's not quite true.
Leo.
Been with you every step of the way, and we're so proud of you, sweetheart.
Oh, my heart. I'm emotional. Oh, Leo, you're a real pro. Paige needed that. Paige needed that. I mean, I was hoping that, like, despite the, of course, and it was quite grim circumstances in regards to the incident, because, you know, just seeing the way it just went up and all of that. Yeah, you were just hoping that there would be some way, of course, that her parents would see her and all of that. And that she would get that catharsis, really, that it wasn't her fault. Like, obviously she can change behaviours and patterns, but it's you know, you don't want to say it's meant to happen, of course, because it sounds very, very grim, but there was no way of changing it, so yeah, but it was a really, really, really... I loved this episode. Very solid stuff, like especially going in depth with Paige's character, and not just that, though, but also even the Frankie and Lulu story, which was just completely ludicrous and all of that, but I was really, really here for it. So I thought this was a solid episode. It was quite emotional, and you know, Paige is having a really, really amazing impact on Charmed so far, and you know, it's really, really good. Like, with the first two episodes, I really got a really great vibe with her character. Of course, it was still heavy stuff with the death of Prue. But I think over the course of these episodes, whether it was, of course, A Night to Remember, or even this episode, you really get a great, you know, vibe with Paige's character. You're getting to know a bit about her, and you're getting to appreciate her character. And, yeah, this episode was just really, really impactful. Like, it was really, really rough. Seeing this struggle, and it was really rough, but it was also very interesting seeing how things worked a bit differently in regards to, of course, time travel. It's not the first instance we've had in terms of time travel, but the laws were a bit different here, because with Paige, she was actually integrated into her past self. Whereas, as we saw in the 70s episode, that wasn't the case with the Charmed one. So, yeah, nor was it in regards to, I guess, but then again, with Paige's previous life, that was, I guess, a completely different entity. So, yeah, but in terms of Paige's own past, she got to integrate with her own past rather than just be a watcher or whatever, kind of like what Prue, Piper, and Phoebe were in the 70s episode. So, yeah. Well, then again, Phoebe wasn't born yet in that episode. But still, you get the idea with Prue and Piper. So it was just very interesting how we did delve into the different thematics, I guess, of time travel. But it was also very, very impactful just seeing just the events play out. Not just in terms of Paige and seeing, of course, her parents die, really. In a very, very extreme and brutal conclusion. But also, it is always... I don't know why, but this episode does remind me of the Doctor Who episode Father's Day. Although Father's Day was a bit more... I guess in terms of the timeline, sensitive because obviously with Rose, she tried to avert things and yeah, had the same impact happen with Paige, but and it's funny I make the mention of Rose because obviously the actress is called Rose who plays Paige, but this is Rose Tyler I'm talking about. But with Rose, of course, she makes things work in terms of trying to change things in terms of the timeline. Of course, shit hits the fan. But one thing is a constant, and that is destiny awaits the death of Pete, really. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know. I guess it's this situation of going back in, like, I don't know, going back and observing things. I don't know. The dialogue was giving me, oh, this is, you know, if we're going to go down this route, this is going to be, for some reason, touching on Father's Day vibes for Doctor Who. So, yeah, and like I said, with that episode, obviously things were not as subtle in terms of, okay, can I alter, because I mean, with Paige, it's understandable why she would want to alter the events. But with that Doctor Who episode, things weren't as subtle when it came to trying to change the events, because things were just blurted out and all of that. But Pete had to make that sacrifice. So, yeah. So, not exactly like that episode. But in terms of going back into the past and getting that closure on a incident that involved family, yeah, the vibes were kind of there for some reason. I don't know. But with Paige, I mean, you could understand the want to try and change the past. Like, even though she was given some guidance in terms of, okay, you can't do this, you can't do that, you have to follow the rules, you have to follow what you did in the past. You could understand how difficult it is to adhere to those rules, and I think a lot of people would be in Paige's position. And let's not forget, she is still young at the end of the day. She is the youngest of the Charmed ones. But not just that though, when this thing has been eating you alive, this guilt, it's going to really dictate your mind in regards to I can change this. I can make sure that this doesn't happen. If anything. So because the understanding was, of course, Paige trying to get an idea on the cause, which ultimately wasn't Paige's fault, of course. I say, of course, because yeah, she was she was never gonna have that responsibility. So yeah, but it was for her to come to that catharsis, that closure, really, because she not only has she been dealing with survivor's guilt because she, as we found out in this episode, opted out, but she's been dealing with that survivor's guilt, but also with the fact that there was this whole rift between herself and her family. She feels like there's going to be an extra layer of guilt. She feels extra guilty because, you know, I had a feeling it was going to go down the direction of, okay, well, I had a huge fight with my family, and that was the last thing they heard from me before they died. Because it just adds that tragic layer, doesn't it? Where it's like, well, they probably died hating me, etc. So, yeah. And I feel like that ending was really, really touching at the very end, because it was really, really beautiful how they were not only there to kind of close things off in terms of the guilt, but also get Paige to understand what she has always been wanting to hear ever since her family died, and that is that they are proud of her, because she's been living with this moment of guilt, not only of surviving the incident that should have killed her, but also you know, I've had a huge there was a division, there was a divide between myself and my family, and they must have think that that I was just angry with them when they died, and in return, they might think of me as a disappointment, and that might have been their last thought about me before they died. So yeah, that moment at the end really, really is powerful. So yeah, but it was really great, like in terms of writing a very significant chapter in Paige's life, really, because you saw at the beginning how she froze, and you could tell it was trauma based. So we were definitely delving into what was going to be happening with her parents. Yeah, I just really, really loved the idea of exploring that, as well as Leo just trying to guide her. So it was a really, really great episode, as well as a great insight into Paige's into Paige's past, really, and how, you know, she might have had her troubles and all of that, but obviously she has grown as well. And, you know, when you're younger, of course, you're not going to be the person you are as an adult, I guess. Heck, even I'm not the same person I was when I was like, what, 16, 17, 18. Not to say that I was a troublemaker or whatever when I was that age, but I'm gonna move your head, Milo, before you stop the recording. His head, you can't see it, but his head is literally leaning on my keyboard. He's on his cushion, but he's just like decided to just pull it off. But if he presses the escape button, then he closes this. He closes this recording, so yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's not to say when I was 16 or 17 or whatever, I was troublesome. But looking back to it just feels weird reflecting on it, because that was like that's like nearly half my life ago. Because I'm 30 next year, and it's like, so I'm just having a bit of a crisis now thinking about it. But no, I'm thinking when I was like 30, when I was 16, you know, I've definitely grown. I was a bit more cringy, awkward when I was 16 and that. So yeah, but I've definitely come a long way. To where at this moment right now to how I was when I was 16 and whatnot. So yeah, it was really, really great to see the fact that you know, we got a bit of Paige's youth and that, and you know, she might have she might have had a troubling past, but she has grown. So yeah, and not just that though, but for her to realize that, you know, it was going to happen one way or another. You could try to mitigate the attitude, as she tried to did in this, and she tried to steer courses away from her parents dying, but it was not meant to be. So they were still destined to die. It's a canon event, to quote a movie. So yeah. So yeah, I really, really thought that it was quite a very, very dark ending. Like I said, the way that the car just burst into flames and all of that was just oof. But it was also very, very painful. Like, obviously, Paige having to watch that all over again. So yeah, but yeah, it was really, really powerful stuff. I loved, of course, the Lulu and Frankie situation. Of course, that was definitely gonna. That was like, I was ready for them to marry. Actually, I was ready for them to actually get married, to cause some complications with the whole Phoebe and Cole, you know, wedding situation, because obviously Phoebe, who's now accepted the proposal, she was a bit hesitant with the marriage situation. But Frankie and Lulu weren't. They were ready to get married. But I guess legally, Cole and Phoebe would be married. So, and I'm just thinking of that Friends episode, you know, the one I'm talking about, in Vegas, and how, you know, it was complicated there, despite the fact that, you know, a certain pair decided to get married for whilst they were wasted. And, you know, there was like, oh shit, afterwards, when, you know, clarity sank in. I was just thinking that you know, they're gonna technically be married and all of that. So I was thinking it was gonna actually happen, but thankfully it didn't. Thankfully Piper objected and all of that. So yeah. But yeah, that was really, really ludicrous as well. But it was really fun to enjoy. As well as Daryl. Daryl just shone in this episode. First, butting heads with Cole. Can I just say, I want more Cole and Daryl. I mean, when Cole first emerged on Charmed, and when I remember him clashing off against Daryl, and I just loved it there. Nothing has changed in this episode when we saw, of course, Cole getting done for not having a driver's license. So, of course, he's still adjusting to being completely human. But it was just really, really amazing in regards to just seeing them two clash heads, really. Yeah, I just love their chemistry so much. And then, of course, Daryl with Piper at the crime scene, and how I just love how Piper really had his number as well. Just really great stuff. And then Daryl was just forced to comply with this whole situation, like especially in order to look out for Phoebe and Cole, of course. But yeah, and Clyde, poor Clyde. I'm wondering if he's going to be a recurring character because yeah. But no, overall, this was a great episode. Loved the Paige-centricness of it. My heart really bled for her. It was just really, really painful seeing her struggles and just the guilt that was wrecking her. But overall, this was a superb episode in my opinion. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time.